Before we begin, let's talk about materials. Most dancers use jazz shoes to turn in. I highly recommend Block's jazz shoes. The material lasts and it's very comfortable. I'll link it below. You could also get Lyrical shoes, which is a half sole shoe, but I rarely use these, so if you had to choose between the two, get jazz shoes. If you don't have any of these, then you can use a sock, but be careful because you can slip and fall. So what I like to do is fold my sock in half so it forces me to turn on a higher releve and it provides me with more stabilization. And as for your hair, the way you do it affects your turns greatly. You could put it in a ponytail or bun or anything that keeps your hair out of your face. But I suggest putting your hair in a bun because from personal experience, it provides me with better balance and I always just turn better with my hair in a bun.
We need to let it breathe.
I like to be fully stretched before I turn, but it isn't required. If you don't feel like doing a whole stretching routine, you can just do the stretches shown. For this exercise, you're going to go into releve holding it for 2 to 3 seconds, then go into demi-plie also holding it for 2 to 3 seconds, and make sure your legs are parallel. You will then return to your original stance, hold that for 2 seconds. This exercise will stretch out your feet and help improve the height in your releve when you turn. Now you're going to do 30 releves on 2 feet and then 15 releves on each foot in coupe. This is going to strengthen your calves because having strong calves is so important in your turns. I went into depth on the correct way to be doing your releves and provided more calf strengthening exercises and balance tips, which you can find in my balance video, which was the first video to my turn series. Having a strong core is vital to any turn, so before you do pirouettes, always try to find time to do a short ab workout. Here's some ab exercises you can do to strengthen those muscles. By the way, I will be uploading my weekend ab workout routine soon.
Say you love me, but you're never there for me, yeah. You'll be crying, slowly dying when I decide to leave. All we do is make up.
First, I'm going to teach you the prep for a pirouette. Let's start with the right pirouette. Most of you are right turners, but I'll show you the positions for the left side. For the feet, you're going to brush out to the side. This is called tendu. Make sure your foot is pointed and turned out. Do not turn your leg and foot in. You're then going to bring it to the back and make sure that the back foot is elevated and do not sickle it. A key point when you're bending your legs is having a deep plie, meaning getting lower in that position. Also, make sure you have enough space between your right and left leg and ensure that the weight on both legs is equal. You want to close your rib cage, having that strong core to hold you up and tuck your butt in. Also, make sure that your hips are square. You can keep that in check by making sure your belly button is facing forward. By the way, I am teaching you the prep for jazz. This is the prep for ballet if any of you were wondering. Let's talk about passe. Make sure your passe is parallel to the front and not drifting off diagonally. You want to ensure that your foot is pointed, not sickled or resting on your leg. Also, make sure your passe is high enough, and to test that, take any object like a water bottle and place it on the top of your leg and balance it there for about 10 seconds. This next point is very important. When you go from your prep into passe, you want to snap that passe quickly into place. It makes an immense difference in your turns. Now for your arms. The first way is used in ballet and jazz, where you curve your front arm. The second way is used in palm dancing and jazz. I prefer using the first way because it's more formal. Also, make sure your arms are sturdy. You can check by having someone push you down and resisting their push. You don't want hamburger hands. Your fingers should be delicate and graceful, so kind of bring the third finger and thumb closer to each other. Both palms should be face down when your arms are in second position. When the front arm curves, the straight arm's palm should be face down and the curved arm's palm should be face towards yourself. Your last arm movement is in first position. Make sure to keep your arms very round, palms facing towards yourself, and imagine you're holding a beach ball. You should keep your head symmetrical and open up your chest and keep your shoulders down. Imagine you're wearing a pretty necklace and you're trying to show it off. In case you're a little confused on which way your feet should go, I turned around so you can copy my exact moves. Just make sure you are faced towards your computer. When you are getting the hang of doing the prep with your foot flat, begin working on going into releve and balance for as long as you can. To balance, spot an object or your belly button in the mirror or someone else's eyes.
Say you love me, but you're never there for me.
Time for the turn. For the arms, the curved arm is going to lead the way and your straight arm will meet your curved arm towards the side or back, forming a circle. Remember, your arms should be round like when you're holding a beach ball. Now attempt to turn. You're going to use that elevated foot in the back to push off and turn.
We need to let it breathe.
Here are some tips for your pirouettes. Number 1, pull up. Think that you are a puppet and a string is attached to your head and someone is pulling on that string. Don't focus on going around, but up. Number 2, spotting. This is imperative to multiple turns, but don't just spot. Snap your head around quickly, so you want to meet your eyes with that object as fast as you can. Snapping your head will help you greatly in doing multiple turns and getting around. Your core is extremely important in turns. What you want to do is close your rib cage, so kind of suck in your stomach a little bit, but not a lot, and make sure it's aligned with your torso. Your core is what holds you up and allows you to stay balanced, allowing you to do so many turns. A lot of people tend to throw their arms when they turn. Do not do that. Your arms are there for embellishment and helping you balance. You want to get your releve as high as you can, and to increase height, work on feet strengthening exercises and stretch your feet. Be sure you don't sickle and try holding your releve till the last second when you're turning. Also, think of your foot just drilling into the ground. Don't focus on how many pirouettes you can do. Focus on the quality of your turns. Any dance instructor rather see you do a solid double turn than an unstable triple. If you are stuck at a certain number of turns and are struggling with getting to that next number, the key is snapping your head and executing the turn with a lot of energy. I noticed that usually when you're just dancing around randomly, you tend to pull off more turns because you aren't under this pressure. So just try moving around freely before prepping into the turn. Feel comfortable with your pirouettes, here's a good routine to do. Prep, then go into passe on flat foot, then go into passe on releve and balance as long as you can. Next, go into a single pirouette, then double, and whatever number of pirouettes you're having trouble with, keep working on that, and then just repeat on the left side. Again, I wasn't able to perform my pirouettes as well as I usually do due to my lacking energy because I was so tired from filming this video and because I was turning on carpet.
Say you love me, but you're never there for me, yeah. You'll be crying, slowly dying when I decide to leave. All we do